She had no memory of who she was, waking up in a strange world with only fragments of her past, or perhaps none at all. Yet despite this disorienting beginning, she manages to rise to a position of unparalleled authority, ruling an entire empire with intelligence, strategy, and skill that few could even imagine. To the people around her, her sudden rise seems almost miraculous, a force that reshapes kingdoms and shifts the balance of power. How can someone with no past, no experience of their former life, wield such influence and command respect across an entire nation? And what secrets are hidden behind the girl's sudden ascent? Powers or knowledge that even she may not fully understand. The story is defined by the stark contrast between her initial vulnerability, disorientation, and dependence on others, and the absolute authority she comes to embody, creating suspense and intrigue from the very first moment. On the surface, she appears vulnerable and unsure, navigating a new and unfamiliar world with hesitation and caution. Confused and disoriented, she relies on others for guidance and struggles to understand her surroundings. From unfamiliar landscapes to the complex political systems of the empire she is about to influence. Yet even in this state of apparent helplessness, hints of her extraordinary intellect, charisma, or latent abilities begin to surface, foreshadowing the remarkable leader she is destined to become. Her struggle to reclaim identity and purpose in a dangerous and unpredictable world makes her deeply relatable to the audience. She embodies the universal journey of discovering one's potential while facing uncertainty and adversity. These early moments establish both her vulnerability and the latent power that will soon emerge, setting the stage for a story filled with suspense, intrigue, and dramatic transformation. Despite having no memory of her past, the girl quickly demonstrates abilities that set her apart from everyone around her. Her intelligence and strategic thinking allow her to analyze complex situations with clarity, anticipating challenges that would overwhelm even seasoned rulers. She possesses an uncanny charisma that draws people to her, gaining loyalty from allies and respect, even fear from adversaries. In addition to mental acuity, she may wield latent supernatural or magical powers, granting her abilities far beyond ordinary humans. These talents often emerge at critical moments, orchestrating battles, negotiating with rival factions, or making decisions that prevent crises from spiraling out of control. The irony is striking. Others see a vulnerable, amnesiac girl, yet she commands forces, armies, or systems that most could never comprehend. Her hidden strength creates suspense and intrigue, as every action she takes hints at the immense potential lying dormant within her. Even without knowledge of her identity, she shapes events, influencing the Empire's fate in ways that no one, including herself at first, could have imagined. These glimpses of hidden talent foreshadow the empire-shaping decisions and power she will wield as the story unfolds. Despite her lack of memory, the girl's hidden talents and remarkable intellect quickly propel her toward a position of unprecedented influence. What begins as cautious interactions with those around her gradually turns into decisive action as she navigates political intrigue, military strategy, and the complex hierarchy of an empire. Her decisions are marked by precision and foresight, often turning potential disasters into opportunities for consolidation and growth. Whether rallying a divided army, outmaneuvering rival factions, or resolving conflicts before they escalate, she demonstrates a level of leadership that belies her apparent vulnerability. The irony of her situation is striking. While she struggles to understand her own identity, she simultaneously shapes the destiny of a vast empire, a feat that would challenge even the most seasoned rulers. Her rise to power is aided not just by intellect, but by an innate ability to inspire loyalty and respect. Individuals from diverse backgrounds, initially skeptical or indifferent, begin to recognize her wisdom and follow her guidance willingly. Advisors, soldiers, and civilians alike are drawn to her vision, often acting on her subtle suggestions without fully understanding the depth of her strategy. This combination of personal influence and tactical genius allows her to exert control over regions and resources that would normally require years of experience to manage effectively. Significant moments mark her ascension, deftly negotiating alliances, quelling uprisings with minimal bloodshed, and turning enemies into allies through clever diplomacy. Even in situations that demand immediate action, she remains composed, weighing risks and outcomes with a clarity that seems almost supernatural. Each achievement reinforces her authority, gradually transforming the perception of those around her from seeing a confused, memory-lacking girl to recognizing a ruler whose strategic brilliance and latent power make her indispensable to the empire's survival and growth. This rise to power is not just a display of ability, but also a narrative of transformation. The girl's journey from vulnerability to authority illustrates a compelling juxtaposition. An individual who knows little of her past yet manages to command respect, wield influence, and reshape the fate of an entire nation. Through each decision and every calculated move, the story emphasizes the central theme that true leadership and power are not merely inherited or learned, they can emerge naturally, even from the most unexpected sources. By the end of this stage, she is no longer just a girl with no memory. She is a ruler whose presence shapes the course of history, laying the foundation for both awe and intrigue as the story moves toward confrontation and climax. Even as the girl consolidates her power and begins to stabilize her empire, new threats emerge that test both her leadership and her hidden abilities. Rival factions, jealous nobles, or ambitious generals see an amnesiac ruler as vulnerable, hoping to exploit her perceived weakness for their own gain. Additionally, remnants of enemies from her forgotten past or powerful external forces may surface, challenging her authority and threatening the hard-won stability of the empire. This is a turning point. While she has demonstrated strategic brilliance and charisma, the stakes are higher than ever, demanding her to act decisively and adapt quickly to unforeseen challenges. During these crises, the girl reveals the full extent of her hidden talents. She navigates complex political intrigues with precision, foiling assassination plots, quelling uprisings before they escalate, and outmaneuvering rivals with tactics that seem far beyond her apparent understanding. Each move is executed with a combination of intuition, intelligence, and the mysterious skills she possesses despite her lack of memory. Her calm and collected demeanor under pressure not only stabilizes the empire, but also inspires loyalty among allies and fear among enemies. The tension is amplified by the contrast between her outward vulnerability and the unstoppable force she becomes when confronted with danger. While others see a confused amnesiac girl, she acts with the decisiveness and authority of a ruler who understands not only power, but consequence. This crisis sets the stage for the story's climax, emphasizing the dramatic irony. The girl who cannot remember her own past is simultaneously shaping the empire's future and asserting control over forces that would overwhelm ordinary leaders. It is in these moments of conflict that viewers begin to grasp the magnitude of her influence, the depth of her latent power, and the suspense of what she may achieve once her full potential is realized. The true scale of the girl's abilities and influence comes to light in a breathtaking climax that leaves both allies and enemies stunned. What began as careful consolidation of power and subtle maneuvering escalates into a decisive demonstration of her full strategic genius and leadership. In moments of high tension, she orchestrates battles, manages political crises, and outwits rival factions with precision and foresight, proving that her memory loss does not limit her capability. If anything, it accentuates her adaptability and instinctive brilliance. Every decision she makes is calculated, yet appears effortless, revealing a ruler who not only survives adversity, but thrives in it. The reactions of those around her highlight the dramatic irony of the story. Allies who may have doubted her early on now look on in awe as she commands loyalty and respect effortlessly. Enemies, who saw her as vulnerable, are left reeling, realizing too late that the amnesiac girl they underestimated has become a force capable of reshaping the empire's future. Her mastery extends beyond military skill. It encompasses diplomacy, political strategy, and the subtle manipulation of perception, making her influence total and undeniable. This climactic moment also emphasizes the central theme of the story. True power is not always visible, and leadership can emerge from the most unexpected places. The girl, who started as a confused and powerless figure, now holds control over an entire empire, shaping its destiny while still piecing together her own identity. The juxtaposition between vulnerability and authority, memory loss, and decisive action creates a dramatic and compelling tension that keeps the audience riveted. By the end of the sequence, it is clear that she is not just a ruler in title, but a formidable force whose presence commands both awe and respect, setting the stage for the Empire's continued challenges and her ongoing journey of self-discovery.